Hello and welcome to 2025. God, last year flew by, and it was a very interesting year for Yu-Gi-Oh! Things got banned that shouldn't have, things got unbanned that probably should have, things got banned that should have. It was crazy year. Overall, it was my first full year back into playing Yu-Gi-Oh! It was questionable, to say the least. But I want to try and be a bit more consistent and look at how I can better my games, how I can better my matches. But what I've done is I've set myself a little bit of a challenge for the year, where I basically am going to try and get as high up the ladder as I possibly can in terms of events. Obviously, locals, regionals, nationals probably won't even make it past regionals, but only using Thunder Dragons. Thunder Dragons is a deck that I actually picked up not that long ago, and I really enjoyed it. Like, it was just the concept of it I thought was brilliant. So I got most of the core for some very high value trades at that point. QCR Ash, goodbye. And I've obviously built on it quite a bit, but this is what I'm starting with for 2025. And we're going to build it and we're going to try and make it as competitive as possible. So this is merely just a starting point. We will look at obviously new cards that come out that could work with it, what cards could really fit into the deck, and essentially just go on a journey together. Let's see how far we can take Thunder Dragons. So we'll get straight into it. No more dilly-dallying. Crack right on. So for starters, we've got 3 Barrowman Solar along with 1 Aloof Lupine. Both fantastic starters in this deck. I think Barrowman is the better one because Barrowman is less likely to, from when I've been playing this deck, Barrowman has not been the target for any negates. Aloof has, because Aloof gets 2 banish triggers. Whereas Barrowman don't get any of those. It just dumps a card into grave. So while both of them are fantastic starters in this deck, I do think that Barrowman Solar is the better one of the two. But for as first locals of 2025, these are as starters. Nice and simple. Onto the Thunder Dragons / Thunder. Hint, hint. We have got 3 Thunder Dragon Raw, 3 Thunder Dragon Dark, 3 Thunder Dragon Hawk, 2 Dragon Matrix, a Fusion, and a Nemesis. Or a Nemesis Corridor even, should I say. The reason Nemesis Corridor is really good in this deck, and I am going to potentially adjust the count for corridors, is that Nemesis Corridor is a Thunder that special summons itself by shuffling in a banished monster, so you can recycle your Thunder Dragons to get this out on the field, and then you can immediately tribute it off to get a Colossus. It's brilliant. The reason why I'm only playing it at 1 is because my consistency is in the Thunder Dragons themselves. The main ones are going to be Dark, Hawk, and Matrix. Dark can search you a card when it's banished, or search a copy of itself if it's discarded. We don't care about the mulligan effect of Hawk. We are bothered about the discard effect, so we discard it and then special summon a Thunder Dragon monster that's either banished or in his graveyard, except itself. Raw is good. Obviously, if it gets banished, you can special summon one from deck. Its discard to add a copy is pretty good because you can discard this to add a copy of Thunder Dragon Hawk, and then you can discard this to special summon a Raw or a Dark or whatever. Matrix, just brilliant card. Quick effects. If you've got Titan on board during your opponent's turn, trigger that, chain Titan, pop one. It's brilliant. Fusion, obviously, we all know what Fusion does, so we don't need to worry about that. Then we've got a bit of a Chaos package. So we've got the one White Dragon and one Black Dragon, a Levianeer, Chaos Creator, a Chaos Emperor, and then a Chaos Space. I do want Chaos Space to come to 2 or something like that. That'd be fantastic. I'm also looking at a QCR version of this as well. But yeah, nothing major, very simple lineup, but they all revolve around banishing light and darks. So obviously we get to pop our Thunder Dragon effects. I do want to look at potentially increasing Levianeer to 2 and then, or 3 even, and then dropping the Creator if we go to dropping both of these if we go to 3. And just dropping the Emperor if we go to 2, because Creator is a pretty good card. It's not the best, but I think its effect is better. It's more viable than Chaos Emperor in my opinion. Then a Bystial package, very small one. 2 Rebellion, a Juris Worm, Magma, and then a Regained. That's it. Obviously, Regained is really good in this deck because we are banishing a lot of monsters. Get them back because we've got the Bystials as well. Just works. It works really well with it. Then onto the non-engine hand trappy board breaker bit. So we've got a Cold Buy, 1 Gold Sack. We've got 3 Allure of Darkness, 2 Talents with 1 Thrust. Got 3 Droplet, 3 Ghost Ogre, and then finally 3 Imperm. Imperm, obviously, it is a brilliant card. I think Ghost Ogre is probably one of the better hand traps to have in this format. While it doesn't negate, it does destroy things. So it helps a fair bit. Droplet, obviously, is mandatory. Allure of Darkness is your main, obviously, draw mechanic. Talents is pretty good for it as well. But yeah, pretty happy with the lineup so far for the main deck. The main deck count is 45 as well. Onto the extra deck. If you hadn't already guessed it, got 2 Colossus. We've got 2 Titan. And a Chaos Angel. Chaos Angel is brilliant if you use Solo and a Bystial or Aloof and Hawk. Easy 10, and it gets both effects, so you can't complain with it. The rest of it's links. So we've got a Anima, a Spheres, 1 IP, 1 SP, a Dark, a Phoenix, Unicorn, Access Code, Sayuja, and then an Underworld Goddess. Nothing majorly impressive. I was toying around with the idea of having Colossus at 3, but I felt that was just a little bit too much. Dark's obviously really good. I'm going to look at getting the light version of Dark as well. I can't remember what the name is. Probably is light. But I'm going to look at getting that. Underworld is good because I've been, from more recent events, I've seen Pep getting played quite a bit. So I can Punisher. This boy is, I love it when I'm playing it. When I'm going against it, I hate it. So Goddess is in there. It helps a little bit. Can't really complain. And then side deck. I'm unsure about the side deck at the moment, but this is what I put together so far. So we have got 3 Ash Blossom, 3 Ghost Mourner, 3 D Shifter, 3 Chaos Hunter, and then 3 D Barrier. D Shifter is obviously if we go against something that is not Malice. Barrier is if we go against something, again, that is not Malice, like Tenpai or Ryziel. Chaos Hunter is for if we go against Malice. And same with Ghost Mourner as well. Ghost Mourner is a good card against Malice because obviously, like, you negate their effects, but if you negate one of the links, if they link it off, you're going to do burn damage. So it does help. And what I found at my last event is whenever because I played a charity event with Thunder Dragons, which I thought was a lot of fun. What I realised is when I didn't play D-Shifter, I lost. But when I played D-Shifter, I won. So I was toying around with putting D-Shifter in the main deck, but I felt like it could be really good against any other deck that apart from Malice, because obviously Malice banishes everything. And I didn't know what to cut instead to put the Shifter in, because I don't want to go above 45 in main deck. So it's staying inside, and we can side out as Ogres, and potentially some of his Chaos package as well, if we need to. But yeah, that's pretty much where I've got to with this so far. And I'm quite looking forward to it. My first locals is on January 4th. I believe it's January 4th. It's a Saturday. So I'm quite excited for it. So I think it's going to be quite fun. Yeah, and I do want to try and document as much of it as I can. I want to try and be more consistent with everything that I do in terms of Yu-Gi-Oh! So yeah, I'll do my best. I'll try and be a bit more consistent with it. But I hope that you all stick around for this journey that I go through, and just see where we get to. You know, if we don't make it very far, so be it. If we make it far, brilliant. Can't complain. It's just going to be a fun journey, and hopefully you stick along for the ride. But yeah, thank you ever so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you have any any suggestions or anything like that, feel free to drop them in comments. Please drop a like. It means a lot. And if you're new, subscribe or consider subscribing. I'd really appreciate it. And obviously, you'd stay up to date with our journey. But yeah, thank you ever so much, and peace.